I'm so happy to see you today. And again, as I said, I'm so happy that Dr. Fleming invited me to attend his conference, which is about the very important facts about COVID-19 virus. So let me briefly introduce myself. I am Dr. Li Meng Yan. I'm from the University of Hong Kong, and I worked in the WHO reference lab with the top virus expert in the world for 5 years there until I came to US last April. And the reason I came to US is because back to last January, when I conducted a secret investigation about the COVID-19 virus happened in Wuhan on behalf of the WHO reference lab, I found out the real origins of this COVID-19 virus. And that is terrible because when I realized it, that day was 16 January 2020. And that included several points, including first, China government is covering up the things with WHO because WHO got my report back to even end of December 2019 since I started to conduct the investigation, but they still keep silence, cheat the word. And the other thing, including that there were human-to-human transmission exists back to December 2019. And this will be a great outbreak or pandemic according to the situation in Wuhan at that time if we don't do anything to control it. And the next thing is a picture of this virus. There will be terrible mutant if there is an outbreak later. And the most important thing is I realized that based on all my intelligence including the hospital, laboratories from military and also civilian part, and also the CDC in China, all of them together with my expertise and knowledge show me that this virus is not from nature. There is no animal which are the host, and also the seafood market is not the place origin of this virus. It's just one place of the outbreak. What happened is this virus actually is from the Chinese military. It is the virus the China military get in the projected working for China government to search some bad virus which is suitable, and then later there are a lot of scientists do the gain of function experiment to make this virus has different features. And also they release it intentionally, not by the lab accident, to the community, and then made the outbreak out of control. So I deliver all this message to a YouTube I trust in Chinese, which he is based in US, but he's very famous. I didn't know him, but that's the only way I think I can trust to deliver the message, because I want to let the government know these things is reviewed on YouTube, and I know they are listening to this YouTuber. China central government listening to this YouTuber. So I want to give pressure to them to force them to act and then control the outbreak in time in case there are worse things happen. So I was lucky. I managed to contact that YouTuber. And what I want to do is, at that time, I know I already got warning from my supervisors. They told me the whole issue about this secret investigation should be very careful. Don't cross the red line. That means the invisible red line means any topic China government doesn't want you to talk. Don't touch that, and if not, I will be disappeared. But what I want to do is, before I even get disappeared, I hope the world to know what happened. I hope the action can control it. So after 2 days effort, I asked that YouTuber, he is a layman, Mr. Luda, to understand what happened and convince him this important issue. I provide evidence, intelligence evidence, and also scientific evidence. So finally, on 19th January 2020, mislead deliver my message out. I was anonymously because I was in Hong Kong, and he tell it to the world. And immediately after 4 hours, central government in China had response. So they admit that the cases from 62 to 198, and then later they claim that there are also cases not only in Wuhan, but also other cities in China. Also, they admit that human-to-human transmission exists. And then they upgrade the level of SARS-2 to the top emerging disease, infectious disease in China in the law. And also, 3 days later, China government locked down Wuhan. Although it's inhumanity, but actually that somehow helped to control the situation. At least if not, it will be worse than we see now. But somehow China government takes advantage of the outbreak and let it spread all over the world. Meanwhile, they are preparing the fake evidence to tell people this is from nature. So the top scientists in the world, including the Wuhan lab scientist, bad woman Zheng Lishi, I think most of people know her now, they throw out their fabricated virus, which they claim as a nature father of the SARS-CoV-2, but actually is the wrong one. They throw it out and submit to the Nature Medicine magazine, and publish it later. So because of my revelation at that time triggered the whole government, and they have to do it all in a rush. That's why there are more problems happened. And that's why I kept review this problem when it happened from January to April. And also that's why we can say the evidence are verified from Peter Daszak's email, from Dr. Fauci's email. It proved that they are the people who get involved into China's misinformation campaign. China is working on developing the non-restricted bioweapon. I define it as unrestricted bioweapon. It is actually not like the traditional one. It is their experience learned from SARS-1, learned from MERS, and learned from other emerging diseases. They realize that coronavirus is one of the best material to develop such novel bioweapon. This bioweapon doesn't need to be high lethal rate. It can be only 2% death rate. But the key point is, because it looks like from nature, they guarantee it looks like from nature. And then when they release it, people won't notice it. And then they will destroy the enemy countries' medical facilities, economics, social orders, and finally, civilizations. So the only thing people can distinguish it from the real nature virus is this virus inconsistent with nature evolution theory. That is they call gold standard. But also, military mentioned that in their textbook, they said once someone pointed out we can use misinformation, lies, and denial to cheat them, then they won't notice what happened. Then this bioweapon still can work, and then waste their time. Finally, we win. All these things are verified now, and since I tell it out from January and keep review these things, China government want to make me despair.